some mobility flows this morning, working on quad, hamstring, hip flexor, and lat mobility with a little bit of core engagement. So there's going to be a bit of a core workout component to it, which is fun. So that's ready. We'll get going. I didn't get through everything that I wanted to last time I did a mobility class. I think I chat too much and don't move through the poses quick enough, so I'm going to endeavour to be a little bit more succinct today so we get more done. Like a good amount of time for a workout, for stretches, for developmental stretches, for mobility work. You might need a little bit longer depending on your flexibility to begin with. Ambient temperature of the room, lots of other factors. So if you do want to do this with me now, groovy, if you can remember some of them or pop the Facebook Live on later on. You can run through it again and hold the poses for slightly longer if you're looking to really improve your range of movement. And it'd be a good thing to repeat it sort of a couple of times a day because I know we've got loads of free time now. Anyway, I said I'd talk less and I'm talking more, so let's just go. We're going to start. Get ourselves a little bit limber, a little bit warmed up. Start at the top of your mat. Let's do it this way so I can see my notes. Legs straight, bum out behind you. You should feel that stretch down your hamstrings. Tap your toes, and we're going to walk out. Keeping your core engaged as you lower your hips into a high plank position. So you don't want your bum sticking up in the air like this. You want to tuck that tailbone underneath you, squeeze your glutes, squeeze. We're going to hold for a moment. And then tailbone up in the air as you walk your arms back up and stand up. Let's go through a few of these. You want to hold that plank at the bottom for a moment. Squeeze, tailbone up, back up. You should feel that stretch in your hamstrings on the way down and on the way back up as well. Drive your hips up. So the tension in your core drives those hips up and walk your arms back in. Let's have a couple more. Keep going. I'm going to take this off because it is warm. Right the way out, right the way in. Okay, coming into your last one, dramatically throwing jumper. We're going to come down into your plank, and from here, I want you directly underneath your hips, and your wrists stay directly underneath your shoulders. From here, we are just going to drive your belly button through your spine towards the ceiling, as you arch that back, throwing your lower back up towards the ceiling. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, so rotate your hips this way, underneath you. Big distance between your shoulder blades. We're going to arch and hold. Feel that tension in your abs. And then you're going to drop your belly button to the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind your back, tailbone up towards the ceiling, and you're going to look not necessarily up, but just in front of you. We're going to cycle through those two positions. In each of them, you should be at the complete end of range of your motion. So you're pushing as hard as you can with your belly button through your spine. Drive your lower back up. As you drop down, you're squeezing with those shoulder blades, actively trying to drop your belly button towards that mat. Let's keep moving through them. Let's have one more either way. Squeeze with your abs as hard. Drive, squeeze, big distance between your shoulder blades. Hold. 2, 1. And drop your belly button towards the floor. Hold that arch. Fabulous. We're going to come back to a neutral spine now, so that's halfway in the middle, partial contraction of the abs. From here, right arm, left leg, up, and back down. Up, back down. It's very easy to do this. You don't want to arch your back, you want to keep that spine neutral. As you lift, hold, back down. Replace your knee directly underneath your hip, your wrist directly underneath your shoulder. Other two, up, hold. You should feel this in the back of your shoulder and the glute of the leg that's straight. Back down, keep cycling through them. Up, hold. I see there's some comments there. What's going on? Firm. Okay, so keep holding. You want to make sure that your abs are partially contracted right the way through this one as well. Let's have one more on either side. And groovy. Okay, what's next? Okay, we did this in the last one, so you're going to stay in that hands and knees position. And we're going to drop one shoulder to the floor, bending the arm that's supporting as you reach through. From here, you're going to return, and your chest is going to follow your hand up and over. Keep your hips over your knees. Try not to fall back as you do this one. Temptation is to do so. Just going to cycle through a few of these. Let's have 5 on each side. Let your chest follow and open up as you bring your arm up. Keep them going. 5 on one. This side now it won't be equal. My back just clicked doing this. That shows you the level that I'm at. Once you've done 5 on either side, what are we doing next? Oh, so back into your hands and knees once you've done 5 on each. High plank. From here, again, making sure that your glutes are engaged, tailbone tucked under, belly button pulled through towards your spine. You're going to bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Try and keep that back leg as straight as you can. We're just going to sit here for a moment, let the weight of your hips push you down. And back, return. Other side. Cycling through. Hold, let the weight of your hips push you down towards the mat. Back. Keep moving through those for a moment. Try and keep that back leg straight. The quad of that back leg is contracted to make sure it stays straight. Keep moving through them. One more on either side. I'm trusting that you're carrying on without me. Okay. Back to your plank position. Walk yourself up. We're now going to try and open our hips slightly. So I'm going to have you in again. Is that music too loud? I'm going to have a nice wide stance. So toes facing. I'm going long ways on my mat. Toes facing the outer edges of your mat. So a wider stance than you would do if you were doing like a sumo deadlift, sumo squat, something like that. Really, really wide for this one because we're going to come right the way down to one side and right the way down to the other. So you're going to bending one knee, one leg. You're going to drop right the way down. Keep that knee facing over your toes. It's going to want to fall in. Use the strength. Gently rotate. Drive that knee out. Keep your chest tall. Just going to sit right the way down, keeping that heel on the floor as you drive your knees over your toes on that side. Again, let the weight of your body push you down further into the stretch. We're going to come across to the other side, but you're not going to come up. You're going to float over in like a low position. Keeping that knee again out, driven out. Externally rotating, don't let it fall in. Drive it out, keep your chest tall. Let that weight of your body push you down. As you relax your hips, heel stays driven into the floor. And the other side, we're going to keep moving through. Slowly fall down into it, keeping your knee out. And across. Hold that bottom position. Chest nice and tall. Weight of your body pushing you down, knee driven out. Okay, back to the first side, keep moving through them. I'm going to trust that you're doing these on your own now. Try and relax your hips. Your stretch reflex is going to kick in and fight to stay low. Relax your hips, chest tall. And the other side for the last one now. Drop right the way down. There's going to be one side you can get lower than the other. That's fine, that's normal. Okay, return to the middle and stand up. We're now going to do a similar thing for a little bit of ankle mobility. So, not quite as wide as that cross-back stance was, but further in, but still wider than hip distance, wider than like a regular squat or deadlift stance. I'm going to get your squat down into the middle, and we're going to keep the heel, let's say this leg first, so that's my left. Your left heel on the floor as you drive your knees over your toes as much as possible. So we're going to come down to the middle. Keeping that heel on the floor. Drive it in, try and relax your ankle. Body weight this way. Driving on that knee. Okay, back to the other side. Try and allow the weight of your body to push that shin down towards your toes. Keeping that heel on the floor. Okay, and the first side, keep it moving. So we're going to hold for a moment. Allow your body weight to do the work here. Let that be the thing that pushes you down further into the stretch. And the other side. Really try and relax your ankle, relax your calf. Let's go. First side, heel on the floor, pushing that knee over your toes. And last one. Other side. Perfect. Hold it there for another second. Flow. Little routine. Last 3, 2, 1. Are we all feeling warm? Excellent. We'll begin. I felt such a CBBC presenter doing this. Okay. First little flow. So we're going to start at the top of our mat. Drop down into a plank. I'm just checking that I'm doing this right. Yeah. Down into a high plank. I want you to, every time you return to this position, do a little checklist. Are your thighs contracted? Pull your kneecaps up towards your thighs. Are your glutes contracted? Oh yeah. Your little checklist. From here, tailbone in the air. We're going to try and get a straight line between wrist, shoulder, and tailbone. So that means you might have to bend your legs to achieve that. I can't keep my legs straight and retain that straight line with my because I'm not very mobile. But we're all getting better at it, so don't worry. We're just going to hold this position as you try and relax your legs and drop your heels towards the floor. You should feel that tension right the way down the back of your legs. Tailbone up in the air. Okay, let's return to the plank for a moment. We're going to come back up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Push that mat overhead. Drop your heels towards the floor. So in that downward dog position, you keep holding it at home. My hair's everywhere. We're going to focus on one leg at a time. So we're going to come position. You're going to drive your left heel towards the floor as you bend your right leg. You'll feel that tension pick up on one side. So all of that tension is now directly through your left leg with the heel drop towards the floor. We're just going to hold there for a moment, relax. Okay, and equally distribute that tension through your legs again. We're now going to go the other way, so you're going to drop your right heel towards the floor. Can everyone hear me like this? Right heel towards the floor, bend your left leg. Keeping that straight line in the upper body. Feel that tension pick up. Right the way down the back of your right. And equally distribute that tension between your legs again. Float your head forward. Have a little bit of a rest. We're going to do it again. I feel my hamstrings getting more mobile. It's nice. Okay, back up into that plank. Do your little checklist. Make sure your abs are engaged. Tailbone goes up in the air. Mat is pushed. And let's go left leg first. You're going to drive your left heel down into the floor as you bend that right leg. And allow that tension to be picked up right the way across the back of the left leg. Equally distribute to both again. Sit here for a moment. Drop both those heels down towards the floor. Straight line in the upper body. And we're going to now lift the left heel. Drop the right heel. Try and straighten that right leg as much as you can. I'm trying to do so. Well done. Keep breathing through it. And equally redistribute that tension again. We're going to come last time. Good song. I made this playlist. I don't know why I'm shocked. Equally redistribute that tension. Last one. We're going to do it on the right now. Five more seconds. 2, 1. Back to both. Drop both those heels towards the floor. Back into a plank. And drop your knees. Perfect. Woo. There's too much blood in my head right now. If you're anything like me and years of deadlifting and neglecting to lengthen my hamstrings, that would be. Okay, what are we up to next? We are going to do, okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a flow that's going to stretch our hip flexors as well as your hamstrings. No surprise, we're starting at a plank. So into your high plank, you're going to bring your right foot to be framed by your hand up. It might be easy to do without shoes on actually. Well, we're here now, okay. Right foot into the middle of both of your hands. From here, you're going to drop the left knee to the floor. You're going to pick your chest up, keeping your shoulders back. Whoa, keeping your shoulders back and down. I have balance. From here, I want you to drive the front heel down and back, and then this back knee down, pinching. You're picking up You should, if your tailbone is tucked under, so you're rotating your hips almost back under themselves, so your hip bones come closer to the bottom of your ribs, you're going to shorten that distance, engage your core there. Having done that, you should feel the tension pick up on the hip flexor of the knee that's touching the floor. We are going to squeeze, so heel down and towards your foot. So it doesn't look like I'm doing anything, there is a lot of tension being picked up here. You should feel that stretch right the way down here. Hold for a few seconds. We're going to come back, hands on the floor, and using the power of your core, you're going to lift your torso up and return the foot to the plank. Ready? We're going to go on the other side, left foot up, right knee down, up nice and tall, pick that tension up. Make sure that you're engaging your core, pulling your belly button through your spine, like shortening the distance between your hip and the bottom of your ribs here, driving that knee into the floor and forward, heel down and back. Hands come back to frame your foot, lift, back into your plank. Okay, you're going to keep moving through them. Can everyone hear me, or is that music like way too loud? Okay, no, cool. Cool, so keep moving through this. We're going to go on the left side again. Tailbone tucked under. Knee down, pick the tension up, squeeze. Actively squeezing your glutes. 3, 2, 1. Lift, return to a plank. Straight in, other side. We're just going to keep moving through these for a while. If you're really focusing on engaging your core and squeezing here, you should be starting to get a little sweaty, your heart rate's gone up. Hands back down, lift, return. Let's go, I want one more on either side, keep moving through them. You guys can carry on with that. Well done, and last one. Lift, foot up. And return to a plank. Well done, what time are we on? Christ, it's only 10 minutes left. I plan so much and talk way too much. Let's just go straight for it then. Next one, you get to have a lie down. Isn't that fun? We're going to lie down on your front. Now, unfortunately there is a way to lie down properly here, so I'm going to teach you how to do so. I want you, you're going to have your arms down by your sides. From here, when we do any ab move, I'll tend to talk about drawing your belly button through your spine, moving your hip and the bottom of your ribs closer together, and it's that contraction there that I want while you're lying on the floor. Lying on the floor, we imagine the floor is here, is it drives your hip bones into the floor here, and almost picks your ribs up off the floor slightly. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but so there's a difference between chill and killing and then engaging, squeezing your core, squeezing your glutes. So that's what to be engaged. From here, you're going to take your, let's say, left arm first. You're going to hold the top of the foot. Do not hold the ankle, top of the foot. So like it's not your arch, the arch is the under bit. What's the top bit? I don't know, the top bit. Okay, from here, you're going to engage that core, drive your hips into the floor. What you should feel immediately is tension pick up on the hip flexor. So feeling that tension as you drive your hips into the floor and use the strength in your bicep to pull that heel in towards your bum. You should feel a stretch already. Ideally, we'd lift that knee off slightly, off the floor and drive it up. Remembering all the while to keep your hips driven into the floor. It's not going to work if you just like arch yourself and lift everything off like that. It's going to do absolutely nothing. So keep your core engaged, drive your hips into the floor and that bicep to pull. We're just going to hold here for a moment. Take a really deep breath in. As you breathe out, drive that foot further into your glute and lift that knee off the floor. Just going to hold, use both hands if you can or if you need to. Driving your hips down and your knee up. Hips down, knee up. Try and relax your shoulders, relax your neck. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and return. Do the same, but on the other side, unsurprisingly. Ready? So core engaged, hips driven into the floor before we even start. Bend that leg, Grab the top of the foot, not the ankle, the top of the foot. Use the strength in that bicep to feel the tension pick up in your hip flexor. Down and your knee up. Get both hands involved if you want to or if you can. Hips down, knee up. Hips down. The most integral part of this is that you're driving your hips into the floor. 5 more seconds here. Intensify. As you breathe out, pull it even further. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're going to do that again once more. Ready? So that first leg, grabbing the top of the foot, hips into the floor. Let's go. Squeeze. You're going to squeeze the strength in your bicep. Take this as strengthen your bicep. Is pulling that towards you. If you can't quite reach your foot, if you've got a resistance band, you can loop it around your foot and use that to pull. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to drive that foot even further into your glute. Knee up. 5, 4, hips down. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Other side. Last time we're doing this one. Let's go. Hips into the floor. Oh, the music stopped. Keep going. Keep going. Keep holding that tension. Hips down. Knees up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. We're now going to use that newfound range of motion at the hips to complete a spicy lunge variation. Stretch variation. Who knows? Let's see. Okay, so you're going to come up into a lunge position here. If you're just using a mat on a lino floor like me, you might want to double it over because you're going to put quite a lot of pressure through one knee now. So back if you can. If you're on carpet, you'll be fine, grin and bear it. From here, you're going to pick up the foot exactly as you did there, and we're just going to hold this position. Now, this is relatively easy if you're not thinking about driving your hips, so putting your belly button through your spine and tucking your tailbone under. The second you start to do that, this should become really... Just try and relax your hips. Chest nice and tall. This is as much as balance as anything else, she says, going over. We'll take that as a cue to move to the next leg. Oh, I should be better. So, same again. Grabbing the top. There we go. Hamstring cramp shows my mobility there. You guys are going to have to keep doing this without me. Oh. So drive that heel into the bone under, belly button through your spine. I keep saying it because, not because I think you're not doing it, but because you need constant reminders, constant cues to do it, or your body will just find a shortcut and stop doing it. Last few seconds on this one that I couldn't hack. Last few. 3, 2. Fabulous. Now, a progression for that one would be pigeon stretch that we did last time, but driving your back leg up. So what that is leg is folded in front of you. So ideally at 90 degrees. So look, leg is folded in front of you, back leg is straight behind you. Like this, and then you would lift that here and hold there, trying to slide your knee backwards. That is a really, really good. It's also really helpful in stretching your glutes, and it makes your hamstrings cramp. So there's that. Okay, what are we going to do now? We've got no time left. Okay, we're going to do hip openers. And I said I'd do some lat mobility stuff for my girls who are struggling to front rack squats. So let's just run through those. We're going to do stretches and lat mobility. Yeah, okay. Right, first thing I'm going to get you to do, before we do the froggy stretch, because I know a lot of people were messaging me saying that they love/hated it, we're going to sort of warm up into it because it is quite an intense one. So starting kneeling up, so from this kneeling position, glutes normally switched on unless you're actively stretching them. From here, you're going to take one, let's go with the right first, directly out. Now see, immediately my hips wanted to do that. Keep this hip directly over the knee. Keep a straight line here. The only thing, if you're coming right the way out here, it's doing very little. You need to keep that hip right the way over your knee. From here, you're going to drop your hands to the floor. So there, I dropped my body forward, not my butt back. So, because we're now going to move back like this. So, in that kneeling position, leg out, body comes forward. From here, drop your chest to the floor, and you're going to sit right the way back in that stretch. You should feel this on the inside of your thigh. You want to try and keep, again, already. Try and keep that hip directly over that knee, chest nice and low. We're just going to hold here for a couple of seconds. Okay, when you're ready, pull your body weight on me, I guess, and escape. Shuffle to the other side of my mat as we do the other side. I'm just trying to sort of ease you into that froggy stretch instead of shoving you straight into it because it is quite an intense one. Okay, up onto your knees, leg out. My hips coming over to the side. Hinge, hands down, drop back. This side is a lot harder for me. Again, see, my body is trying to skew that way, so trying to like change everything in line, everything that's sort of like 90 degrees to each other. We'll have another 5 seconds here. Pull your body weight forward, knee down, back up. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to come straight to our froggy stretch now. I had some hilarious pictures of people trying this one at home, much to the amusement of their onlooking families. So let's go. You're gonna, so from that kneeling position, your toes are touching behind you. If you're doing, bring your knees to the outer edges of the mat, keeping your toes touching behind you, tailbone tucked under, engage your core, you know the drill. Drop down to your hands and knees, and from here you're going to sit right the way back, arms over. This should be relatively easy, well easier than the next one at least, because your toes are touching behind you. So what you want to do is try and drop that chest as straight as possible. You don't want to be stretching like this. Keep that back straight, even if it means that you're higher up in the stretch, you can't get right the way down. Absolutely fine. We want to maintain that good posture. Deep breath in as you breathe out, let the weight of your hips. 3, 2, 1, we're going to crawl forward and back up. Now, to make it harder, you're going to bring your toes directly out behind your knees. So, I'm trying to think of a way of doing it that isn't just presenting my butt to the camera, but... right, toes straight behind. Middle, and now directly behind you, chest to the floor, and drop your hips backwards. So I don't know about you, but in this width, my hips can nearly get to the floor here. So I'm really aiming to relax them enough so that I can feel the floor on my butt pretty much. Keeping your chest as close to the floor as possible. Relax is the move. Flex will wear off and your muscles will allow you to drop a little bit lower. So we're just going to hold here until that happens. It does not feel nice until then, but it does happen. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to drop a little bit lower, bump towards the floor. Back behind. Last 5, 3, 2, and 1. Come forward out of the stretch. Okay, so we're going to intensify that even more now. You're going to bring your knees further apart, toes come out to meet directly behind. This really hurts. And a really hard floor. Oh, it should be those. Okay, knees out, toes directly behind. So from that position, I'm just going to move my mat slightly so y'all can see what I'm doing. That's better, isn't it? Okay, knees right the way out, toes right the way out as well. Keeping your back nice and straight. Chest to floor, you're going to slide far this time. Really think about relaxing those hips. I have to like tap my fingers to distract myself. Last few seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, that hurts. Okay, we're going to go even wider for what time are we on? Oh, we've already overrun and we're going to continue overrunning, so if you need to go, go. You'll have more to do. Okay. Tell you what, completely live, we're not going to do the last froggy stretch, you can do that in your own time. We're going to do stretch out your glutes, because I know a lot of you have got weights at home and you're doing lots of deadlifts, lots of squats, so your glutes might need shaking out. Okay, so I'm going to sit directly facing you this time. Okay, legs straight out in front of you. You're going to bring your right foot as close as you can to the like so. I can already feel that stretch in my glutes because I deadlifted yesterday. You're then going to bring your, so right leg is bent, right ankle as close as you can to the outside of your left hip. Left arm comes around. Ideally, you want your knee to be in the crook. You're going to reach behind you, puffing your chest out. You don't want to be arched like bent over like this. You want to keep that chest nice and tall. You're going to try and rotate your chest round. As you use the strength in your bicep to drive that knee towards your chest. Across your right glute. Push your chest towards your leg, drive your leg towards your chest, and rotate round. You're trying to externally rotate, follow that back shoulder round. Right, I'm running through these really quickly. I'm just going to do them once. If you want to pause and rewind me. I feel like I'm doing like a Davina fitness video. It's so funny. If you want to pause and go back to a few more reps. So left ankle close as you can to the outside of your right hip. Right arm wrap round, drive. Start to meet that leg. Reach back with your left arm. I've lost my left and right. Squeeze that knee in towards you, chest tall, and twist. Let's have another 10 seconds here. Hold for longer. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. I'm really conscious of running over. I completely run over. We might have to save the lat stretches for another day, gang. Tell you what. Mobility class. I'm doing a core class tomorrow and a mobility class the day after that. If you've got any more questions about powerlifting specific mobility or just groovy flow mobility, oh hi Patricia, oh, I've just seen your comment. Any more questions about that, pop me a message on my Instagram or my Facebook or anywhere you find me online. BFIT page and they can pass stuff along. Yeah, we're going to have to save lat mobility for another time because I talk too much. Let me know how you got on. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, gang. I'm feeling a lot more mobile than I was at 10 AM. Hope you are too. I will see you tomorrow and the day after.